sorry,
Bro,
man.
I've not heard that song for Jesus. What's going on? Why are you wearing makeup?
My heart is broken, and I don't know why. This relationship is so toxic. It was meant to be something good for me.
I'm sorry. I know breakups can be really tough.
It's not a breakup. You're not listening. My heart is broken.
Oh, come on. Everyone's had their heart broken at some
Not
point.
like this. Not like this. Not. Not even not like this.
Look, I know it probably feels like the end of the world right now, but just give it some time. Things will always get better.
No, it won't. It's broken and it's never gonna be the same again.
What's her name?
Wasn't a girl.
Oh. What's his name?
No, it wasn't a guy either. It was an it.
Bro, these pronouns are getting super confusing.
No, you don't get it.
Well, maybe if you explained it, Dick.
They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But if, like me, you've undergone a litany of cancer treatments, then chances are you've come across an agent far more toxic than any exasperated spouse or concubine.
This is what broke my heart. Doxorubicin, one of the most powerful chemotherapy drugs in existence. Commonly referred to as the Red Devil, doxorubicin can be recognised by its bright red colour and hellish side effects.
Much like my elder one here, doxorubicin is extremely powerful, but like most powerful things, it can also be very destructive. To understand how doxorubicin broke my heart, I'm going to need to teach you some basic anatomy.
Now, some of you may not know this, but at the tender age of 17, I actually got into medical school, and so I can say for sure that this is what a heart looks like. Okay, well, I might not be a doctor, but I did get an engineering degree, and so I can say with confidence that this is basically just a pump. In fact, it's pretty much two pumps joined together. The right hand side of the heart, your left, deals with deoxygenated blood that comes from the body and gets pumped to the lungs. The left hand side of the heart, your right, deals with blood from the lungs and pumps it back around the body again. The action itself is actually pretty simple. Blood comes in from the vena cava on this side and gets pumped into the right atrium. The heart muscle then squeezes the blood through this valve into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then squeezes the blood up through another valve towards the lungs. The valves themselves are just one-way valves to prevent the blood from flowing backwards. On the opposite side, the newly oxygenated blood from the lungs gets pumped into the left atrium. From there, it's squeezed down through this valve into the left ventricle. The base of the muscle then squeezes that blood from the left ventricle up and out here into the aorta, which then feeds the rest of your body. This is where our old friend doxorubicin comes back into play. See, doxorubicin is fantastic at killing cancer cells and stopping them dead in their tracks, but like the yin to every yang, it's also incredibly cardiotoxic. As a side effect, the Red Devil also attacks the muscular walls of the heart, causing them to get weaker. Now, the left ventricle works under immense pressure to push all the blood around your body, and so when the muscle here weakens, it starts to stretch out and looks a bit more like this. Now, as you can imagine, this much thinner and weaker muscle has a harder time pumping blood around the body, which is exactly what's happened to my heart.
You might remember this from a previous video.
This one's.
Your heart rate's high.
Is it?
Because each beat of my heart pumps less oxygenated blood to my brain and my muscles, the body tries to compensate by speeding up the heart rate. But much like revving the tits off a motorcycle with no oil in it, all this does is exacerbate the wear and tear and makes the problem worse. So at the tender age of 31 years old, I have these. I honestly can't believe that I'm on angiotensin receptor blockers and beta blockers. These are normally something that you'd find in the medicine cabinets of OAPs or the clinically obese.
This is on the downward slope now.
The idea is that these pills will slow my heart back down and hopefully give it a chance to recover. At worst, it will stay the way it currently is, and at best it might even start repairing itself. So I guess the main question is, what's it like to live with a broken heart? And if I'm going to be perfectly honest, it fucking sucks. In a terrible twist of irony, straight after I did a video on how you should be motivated and filling your time with stuff and being positive, totally locked myself off. I spent the last month sleeping most of the time and just doing nothing.
I cannot be arsed with anything or anybody.
Absolutely no energy whatsoever. Now, being physically tired I can actually deal with, but it's the mental tiredness that I'm really struggling with. Even making a video like this, I'm really having a hard time. Putting my thoughts into words. I tried to get myself out of this lull by doing some of the Wim Hof method. But when I mentioned that to my specialist, it was shut down rapid. Apparently, putting your body into cold shock when you've got a heart condition is a terrible idea. I guess now we're going to see if the adage is true. Will time in fact mend my broken heart? I don't know yet, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching.